All right, welcome back to episode 16 of Kings of Opinion. We have the normal crew here. We got Wander to my left and Ernie to my right. Guys, say hello before we introduce our special guest today.
Hello.
Welcome. Thanks for hanging with us.
Awesome. Today we have Ashley Kalan here.
Hi, what's up?
There we go. Getting right into it. Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself.
How much time you got, Ryan?
I got all day.
Yeah.
For you, all day.
So we're going to start off with, I have an accent because I'm actually not from Long Island or Queens. I am from
Ireland.
You got it right.
Boom.
So I'm from Ireland. I am a bartender by trade. I try to do other stuff and fail miserably at it. So that's another subject. I am a single mom to an 11-year-old, which is something I'm very, very proud about. And yeah, that's my existence in a nutshell. And I'm very glad to be here with the guys tonight. And thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. We're happy to have you here, and hopefully you'll come on any other time that you have time for us. We're always welcome to have
And
you
you give
here.
me a bougie beer. I got like a bougie beer.
Did we? Yeah. It's the only one I had, basically. So
Yeah.
you know,
Stop
can't,
that, honey. Stop
yeah, can't really be picky on a day like today after a weekend. So we'll take what we can get here. You know, no one's sponsoring us yet, so you know, as they do, we'll have the fridge stocked up, right?
But bougie beers only.
So I guess my first question to you is, well, besides congratulations, you have a wonderful daughter, and I heard she's a musician.
My daughter is a gifted musician. Yeah, she plays bass in the band that's based out of Long Beach. They're called These Guys. And they're like tiny. Like she's 11. The oldest member of the band is 15, I think. And I'm so proud of her because she's actually playing in FinFest, which is the live musical festival in Island Park, and they're playing on the main stage. So
Oh, nice.
That's
very
awesome.
happy about
Excellent.
that. Thank you so
When
much.
is that?
This Saturday.
Oh, right at the end of July. What is that? The 29th, I believe,
The
right?
29th. It's going to be hot as hell, but they get on the stage, they do their thing, they play Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, obviously crowd friendly, there's no cursing, but they do a really, really, really good job at it.
Yeah,
Right on.
I've seen some of her videos that you showed me. So she sounds great. The whole band sounds great.
Thank you so much.
So you should be super excited about Saturday. Do we know what time they go on?
They're probably going to be the first act up, so we're probably around 2 o'clock, but you know, being in Island Park and Long Beach, nothing ever runs on time, so we're probably going to be up there around like 3.
That's awesome.
And if you guys can come, it's all going towards charity, the Nora Callagher Foundation, and all the proceeds from FinFest, as it's called, in Island Park goes towards getting equipment for children who are impoverished to go to school, like the crayons, the books,
Right.
etc. So not only is it a lot of fun, but it's also for a really good cause.
All right, going to
A
charity.
great
is
cause,
always good.
yeah.
I like it. That's pretty cool. I also hear from secret sources, I'm not going to mention any names, that you also have a podcast out there. You want to talk about that for a little bit? Give us a little 411 on your podcast? Do a little plug real quick?
Yes. Okay, so I as we covered already, an impoverished single mother with a 580 credit score. And aside from that, I live in Long Beach, and I'm very happy to be there. The people literally just took me underneath them, like their wing, and they were like, okay, obviously you need help, so, you know, you got a sofa that you want to give to me, you know, you need someone to mind my kid, walk the dog, you need an apartment. It's been so good to me. So what I decided to do to give back to the community was to start a little podcast called Long Beach 101. It's on YouTube, and it's my way of giving back to the community because I felt that that was necessary for me to do. And yeah, I'm actually getting better hits for this in Ireland than I am in Long Beach.
Oh, wow.
But whatever. And yeah, it's going really good. I've had wonderful guests on the show already. The Long Beach Historical Society, they join me all the time. I've also had Dan McNulty, who's from Boy Meets World,
Right.
everybody's favorite TV show. Very
Oh,
lovely
wow.
guy, personal friend of mine. And also Rhonda Zanos, who is one of the tattoo artists in Long Beach. And yeah, she's a big advocate for my podcast too. So
That's great.
That's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Strong sense of community there in
Yeah.
Long Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and hopefully we can help out. We'll spread the word out for each other, and we'll see if it goes anywhere.
It will go.
I'm hoping so. That's the whole point, right? Just get your voice out there.
Let's
right?
grow together, right?
Especially to give back. Like anything, when you try to give back to other people, it's always good to have people interested in your show or whatever you do to help other people. Like, I mean, we're not going to be able to reach that quite yet, but hopefully one day we will, and then things will happen where we can make a big difference in almost any community, anywhere. I don't care if it's here in New York City or out in Long Beach or another state, another country. I don't know if you're on Instagram or any of those things. We just started getting into that and like the actual podcast, like Spotify we're working on, and the Apple Podcast app. Are you on any of those?
I am. I'm on Instagram, and my handle is at the squiggly thing, Ashley Cahalon, which I put my name in Irish, which I really don't know why I did that because it's really hard for people to spell. But yeah, that's my handle on Instagram. I will get a Long Beach 101 Instagram up sooner or later. It's just taking me a little bit of time to do that. So
yeah, those things aren't as easy as they seem sometimes. Like they say, you could start one and do this and do that, and then you go to do it, and you try to throw like these videos on from one thing to another, and it's got to be in a certain format and this and that.
30 seconds, you get 30 seconds, or you gotta pay for another app again, and then you can like edit your videos. So that's how I do it.
It's crazy, but there's actually an app out there that you could like reach out to people and tell them what you actually want to be done, and they'll do it like for a certain price, and like they'll barter off each other. Like Ernie will say he'll do it for $100, where Wander will do it for $50 and do the same thing, and then you just pick the person that works better for you, and then they'll do what you want to do, and it's like a one-time thing. Or if you like them, you can keep going back to them. I've been looking into it. If you want, I could give you the app. I don't know it off. It's on my phone, which is we're actually filming on right now.
Fiverr?
Is it Fiverr? I think
It's
you're
like
right.
social media guns for hire, I guess.
Yeah, basically. I think I haven't used it yet, but like if things start to work out or whatever, and we could use it, I definitely would try to, because it would alleviate a lot of the stress, like not knowing how to do certain things and spending like hours and hours trying to like hook one thing to another app, like you know what I mean?
Well, when I started doing podcasts and like getting into Instagram was during COVID, because everybody had so much time in their hands, and me personally, I was getting a nice check every week from the government, which I had to pay the tax on. But anyway, so what I started to do was literally just get on YouTube and be like, oh, I really like what she did to her Instagram today. Let me see how I can do that. And you can just put on YouTube whatever you want to know, and there will be a tutorial for you there, and it will talk you through. And the one that I like to use the most is Canva, and then CapCut. They charge me $4 a month for it, which I'm willing to give them because it is such good value for money. But that's how I do it.
And that's for your Instagram stuff.
Insider secrets.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
for
pretty
free,
cool.
for free. Another beer.
That's it.
Open source.
Absolutely, that's not bad. Well, I'll have to have my my producer over here.
Well,
look
we
into
used
it.
Canva to do our banner.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Look at that. It's all connected.
See, I didn't even know that. See how much I know about technology. Not really not much. But
You're doing okay.
yeah,
Good.
we'll get there eventually. My old brain takes a little while to get adjusted.
Sorry to interject.
Yeah.
Don't buy followers on Instagram. It's completely obvious when you buy followers on Instagram. I only have, believe it or not, 1,308 followers.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. We have 20.
And
I don't know if we should have
I
threw that
was
out.
21.
Thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
But like when you buy followers on Instagram, it's completely obvious that you did, because you see these people and they post something and they have like 10.5 thousand followers and like 4 people like their post. You're like,
Yeah,
all
something's
right,
not
here a
adding up.
second. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a little bit strange.
Right.
So I got my followers by growing organically.
I like that.
I like that, yeah.
So yeah, I don't cheat anybody.
I said, I'll be honest with you. That's
The real
interesting. I
deal.
didn't even know you could cheat like that.
Yeah. You can buy
So
followers, yeah.
you pay people to just sign on to your thing, subscribe or whatever, or like it, and then that's it? Like that's how it works?
Instagram's out there to make money. So what they do is you can get your profile boosted. I do that, and people do follow me from that. But like especially with the Irish American market, but you can literally pay 50, 100, 150 and buy yourself 2,000 followers.
Wow.
Jeez.
So FYI.
The
Yeah,
game's
that's-
But you'll be
rigged.
caught. They'll find out about it.
Yeah, 100%. And it's kind of cheating a little bit. Yeah,
it's
you know,
cheating,
like
yeah.
if I was like,
Performance enhancement for
yeah,
sure.
for what is it, Instagram or for social media. I mean, personally, we only do this for fun. So like,
Right.
I make sure like I get a few different people in here to hang out where normally we wouldn't be doing anything on a Monday or a Sunday or whenever we do the show, right? So to me, if people start watching and liking it and doing whatever, leaving comments, it helps us with like our content or whatever. Because like we'll see. There was a girl. I have no idea where she's from. Episode I think it was 2 or 3. She wanted to see our socks. I don't know. Whatever. So it was funny. We tried to show her our socks, but unfortunately our mics died and you couldn't really hear it, so I had to cut it. But it's funny when people leave comments and then you could address it during your next show or next couple of shows, depending on when they watch it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, interact with the fans for sure.
You know?
And I think it's a lot of our like off time. I know you guys work very hard, as do I, but like you're watching mindless nonsense on the television, and it's like that's not a way to give back. A way to give back is like being in the community. Like I'm in your community right now. I know you're interested in what I do in Long Beach, but it's like it all goes to a purpose and a good cause. So
Absolutely.
that's the way to go instead of watching, Tiger King for the fourth time. How many times have you watched Tiger King?
Oh, to be fair, only once. I don't really. You shouldn't. But I'm telling the truth with that one. I normally don't rewatch stuff per se. Like I'll like do a synopsis of it if there's a second season and I have to like remember what's going on. But I don't tend to watch things twice. Movies more than TV shows, but there's such a commitment nowadays. Like there's so many TV shows, so many episodes. Like you'll just sit there all day and watch stuff, and then you won't either get nothing done or do anything, I guess, fun or I don't know. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, thank God we had Tiger King to take the edge off COVID, but then you're just like, what the hell did I spend 3 hours of my existence watching on Netflix? I don't even care about these people. He's in jail anyway,
Right.
so. But I would like to see him as a guest on your podcast. That would be fun, right?
I don't know if I would have him here per se. To be fair.
I'll save him for Long Beach 101.
Yeah, he's all yours.
Maybe we'll Skype
We'll
him
come
in.
to you on that one. I don't mind traveling for that one. There's a lot of other people I wouldn't mind getting into my apartment that are celebrities, but not that guy.
All right.
Weird show. Yeah, weird show. But it was funny. You're right. During COVID, like you would watch some of the silliest of things because you had nothing else better to do, right? Like there were shows that I would probably never have watched if it wasn't for COVID. And we worked. We still worked, a lot of us. So we
I
were.
feel bad.
Yeah, cornhole became a sport because I think they couldn't really air anything. So hey, they put that on ESPN.
Yeah.
And now it's a sport. Yeah.
Cornhole's a sport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was at least
a sport. Then there's definitely hope for cornhole.
There's a lot of things that are becoming a sport. Pickleball, cornhole, they have it all on ESPN too now. There's so many things. And it's probably all because, like you said, COVID, just people were bored. Like, I know I started playing golf because of COVID. Ernie and a bunch of
That's boring.
our buddies. Believe it or not, it's not. It's
boring.
really not.
No.
It's
Come on.
It's probably more boring on the TV. I'll give you that. But playing it, like getting, walking around in the sun with the golf carts, having a few drinks, and just having fun with the guys or girls,
Thank you.
because there are girls. We see girls play there all the time. We played twice over the weekend, and there were girls all over the place at the course. Matter of fact, we saw 2 girls playing and 2 guys just watching them play.
Nice.
They weren't even playing.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you pay for the carts, right, Ernie?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Can I interject?
sure.
What does golf stand for? Have you heard this one?
I don't think I have. Hit me with it.
Do you know what golf stands for?
No, but I hope you tell us.
I heard this. I don't know if it's factual or not, but it kind of does make sense.
You're on the right show for that.
So golf stands for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Oh,
I
I
have
didn't
heard
know that.
actually.
Well, yeah, I guess with like the country clubs and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was. I mean,
could
it might
see-
still
I could
hold
see
true
how
today, I
that-
don't know.
I could see how that could be a thing.
Right.
Not really anymore.
It was probably old school, like in the 40s
I
and
think,
50s.
I don't know if Augusta was the last one, but then they gave their first membership to, what was her name? Condoleezza Rice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. But that's a nice little bit of golf. knowledge
Yeah,
for you,
I
Alex.
didn't know that.
Hot second.
Never
Yeah.
heard that
But the
one.
only
Yeah.
interesting thing about golf. Sorry.
Listen,
Not true. Not true. not true.
I've been on both sides of this fence, and I'll tell you, for years and years and years, up until literally 3 years ago, I said the same thing. Boring, never want to do it. It's a waste of time.
Now look at him.
Now I do almost everything.
Now he's all in.
You know, my leisure time revolves around golf.
Really?
For the most part, yeah. If I'm not doing anything and
He's
one of
hitting
the
the
guys
links.
is like, let's go golfing, I'll get a foursome together, I'm in. Even with my friends at work, like, let's leave work early and go golf. Yup, I'm in. Almost anything not to work. But, you know,
Maybe we'll give it a go sometime.
yeah, it's so much fun. It really is. And if you like to drink or whatever, like you have a few drinks, no one says anything, and you just drive around. It's nice, grass and trees and all this other stuff. You see animals there like foxes and deer, and we've seen all types.
Rabid raccoons.
Yeah, rabid raccoons like the
lovely,
other
yeah.
day. They almost went into our cart on it was yesterday, right?
Territorial?
Yeah, yesterday. A family of raccoons was like trying to get into our cart, and we didn't even have any food.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Maybe they were thirsty.
I don't know, but you're not really supposed to see them in the daytime. It's not a good thing.
They must have been hungry or something, right?
Or rabid.
Or
Yeah.
rabid.
Right, which is what we were worried about. You know, there's all types of bees and bugs, which aren't really so good, but you know, you got bug spray for that. You know,
Yeah, I don't know about the golf thing. I live in Long Beach. I'm happy in the water. Yeah.
I mean, who isn't happy in the water? Like, let's be real. I don't like the beach, but I love the water. If that makes sense.
It's weird.
No, I get it.
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. I'm actually from one of the few landlocked counties in Ireland. Like, we don't have a beach at all. But weirdly, and I think I told you about this already, is growing up in Northern Ireland was, of course, very strange, but every single town has their own swimming pool. The British government more or less has, like, every little town has their own swimming pool. They're only 25 meters, but whatever. So I was always, like, in the pool swimming, like, we had a really good swim team. But it's weird because everyone thinks like I grew up in like Sligo where they were surfing or boogie boarding, and it's like actually no, I like lived in like South Armagh. There's definitely no swimming pools, so it's like funny.
Are you a good swimmer? Oh, good. Like lifeguard status? Oh, so maybe if there's
I'll
like,
save you, Ryan. Don't worry.
I hope so. Well, I'm a pretty good swimmer too. I was gonna challenge you if there's ever a charity swim off. I would do it.
I'm in.
I would
Yeah,
definitely do it.
I'm a really good swimmer. Something that I learned when I was very, very little, and even at 43, I am 43, believe it or not.
I still don't believe it. I have to check
I don't
your
believe that
ID every
either,
time.
I get a lot of Botox done. But
I don't believe that either. I feel like that's a lie.
It's so true. Yeah, but definitely swimming is something that always stays with you for your life. Like, it's such a good skill, and I paddleboard all the time.
Especially when you live on an island.
Especially when you live on an island, definitely. I'm a bit concerned about the shark that pinged off the cut
Yes,
shot.
I saw that.
When was
What's
that?
his name?
Oh, I love that kind of
This-
stuff. I'll be
this-
honest with you.
This guy's called Jekyll. That's the name they put on this shark, and he
I
pinged
love
off
that
cut
name.
shark, and he's a great white. So, yeah.
How far?
Yeah.
How far? So I didn't really hear this. I mean, I guess I heard of it, but I didn't look into it. But how far off the shore was he?
I don't know exactly the stats, but it wasn't far.
The one I saw today on the news just before was, I think it's Southampton. It was spotted, but it was spotted by a drone. So it was out there, and it was like right in the middle of a school of fish. So it couldn't have been that close.
Right.
But I don't think that one was a great one.
No, I think the one
Oh,
she's
really?
talking about is the one that was Saturday. I think it was Saturday because Jones Beach was closed to a shark sighting. That's all I heard.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's
And-
a different one.
Yeah, that's probably the jackal.
Jekyll, like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I meant like jackal, like the jackal.
Both equally scary, I
Right.
guess.
I think jackal's scarier,
Yeah.
but whatever.
But that, like, think about shark sightings, and like this question I'm going to throw out to you guys right now is: do you think there's more of them coming further into shore?
Yeah, it
or
sure seems
are they
that
just
way.
being better documented? Because we didn't have Instagram to tell everybody about a shark sighting 10 years ago,
That's a
15
very good
years
point.
ago. So to me, I'm out in the water all the time. I seen Jaws in 1984, like everybody else. I was afraid to take a bath for like a year. But when I'm out there on my surfboard, like, you don't mess around. Like, you fall off, you get right back on your
Right.
surfboard and get your
Keep
ass
your
up,
eyes peeled,
you know?
yeah.
You are always aware of it. But then it's like 40 years ago, there was more like fish out there than there are today. So is it that they're easier to be told about now, or is there just more sharks coming in?
Yeah, I kind of feel like they're showing up more places that they shouldn't be. But again, like what you said, the other side of it can also be a factor. Being it's
Not
more.
enough food out there.
There you go. That
water
too.
temperatures.
Yeah,
So
a lot
I
of
think
factors.
it's a bunch of different things. One, we could document it easier, like you said. You have guys and girls with phones,
Drones, yeah.
everything. Guys going out there like. It's funny that we just brought this up randomly. I was going to touch upon this later, but it's Shark Week this week. So, like, there's people in the water filming this 24/7 for this 1 week. And they do it all year round, right? And they get all this information out there. They tell you a lot of stuff about the sharks and everything. So, a lot of it has to do with warmer water. Like, we used to never see great whites up here. They would stay, like, out more to sea. They're more like a colder water. A lot of times, especially like the great whites, right? Colder, more oceanic water than the shore water. And it could be because there's not a lot of food out there as much, but I'll be honest with you, when I'm swimming, and I'm the idiot that goes and swims no matter what. They say there's a shark, I'm still in the water. Like I love sharks, so
You want to give them a hug? Is that
yeah,
what
like
you're
I'm not really afraid of them. I swam with them before. Like I swam with a mako shark in San Diego.
channeling your inner Aquaman?
Yeah, like it leaves me alone. I leave him alone. And we're just chilling in the same water in the same in the same area. So to me, it's not a big deal. I get it because people sometimes tend to get bit, and 9 times out of 10 it's by mistake. Like Jaws is a movie. I saw it when I was younger too. I still watch it now to this day. I love that movie. So we got to understand what's fiction and what's not. And sharks aren't there to hurt people. They normally think you're a seal. You're normally doing something unintentionally to provoke it, whether you're flailing your arms and your legs and you're just doing little silly things, or they're curious and they bite your surfboard. 9 times out of 10, they bite you and they almost instantly release because they know you're not seal. Seals all fat, or even fish, they're almost all fat. When they bite you, they feel bone, muscle. They're like, what is this? And they break away. And you normally don't, like, you get hurt, obviously. You're going to get bit, you're going to get hurt, right? You might lose an arm, you might lose a leg. That sucks. It's really terrible. But they normally don't just keep chomping on you like the Jaws movie and go to eat you fully. Like, you know what I mean? So, you just got to be aware of your surroundings when you're out there. You got to understand what you're you're not in your territory. You're in, the water.
You're planting somebody else's garden.
Right.
Which is the best way that I've ever heard it described.
Exactly.
Aside from, like, on a side note, like, aside from the threat of a shark biting you, which is highly unlikely, we've all established that, but it's the other surfers out there. It's like I surf, they say they're tribal. I surf on Georgia Avenue. That's where most of the women surf in Long Beach, and it's like cool for us. We're really happy there. And then, you get booted off whenever there's a big, big swell. Not that I can surf in it anyway, because these surfers get so competitive.
It's a territorial thing, yeah.
Like, can I curse a little, like, bitchy?
Yeah, that's
fine. You know what I
fine.
mean? It's like
Yeah.
they're like, and then
These are other women being bitchy, or these guys being bitchy?
guys. No, they'll turkey right out of there. You gotta go.
Yeah.
And it's like anyone
locals only type
But
of
she
thing.
is a local.
It's like if it's big, you can't surf in it. Get the hell out! Like they won't even give you a chance. Like there's no, there's certain
misogyny
rules.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even just saying it's just guys that do it. Like I've seen girls do it too, and it is for a good reason, I guess, to an extent, because you don't want to have somebody in the way on your surfboard. But it's like anyone I know who's a really good surfer, and I know many, all their nose is all like bashed in. They get in fights all the time.
Right,
like
yeah.
people not following the rules, like
Yeah.
coming in front of each other, and it's like.
But can't you not help that sometimes? Like you just go with the wave, right?
No, you gotta follow the rules. It's like this is the lineup. It's like you, me, him. Okay.
Has to be
wave.
order.
Oh, okay. So then I would take the first wave, you would take the second.
And if you don't make the first wave, then you go right behind him, and then you gotta wait it out.
That
Sounds a lot like golf.
Yeah, it does. We
Back
don't,
to
man.
golf again.
Maybe we
Back
should
to
start
golf.
punching people in the nose. But hey, buddy, I was supposed to go first. Back. But then I don't think it would be as much fun.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably not.
You'd probably get kicked off the course too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's something weird I didn't know about. I knew surfing is very competitive, especially like in other places. I didn't know it was like that up here. To be fair.
I mean, Long Beach is not the best place to try to competitively surf in because you get cut off by the jetties. Like you're going to go from jetty to jetty if you're
Right.
lucky. and then there's always a lot of people out there too. But yeah, it's totally like there's rules to be followed, there's etiquette, you know.
The law of the
Dogs
land,
get out, which
or
is
sea,
what
I
happens to
guess, for
me.
that matter.
But you don't suck, right? You
No,
can surf.
no,
Yeah.
no.
What kind of what would be like the biggest wave that you caught? I guess
It's like 3 feet at the most.
that's big enough,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Even if you
That's
just,
good exercise too.
it's good exercise. It takes a lot of stamina. Even if you go out there and you're on your surfboard and you don't catch a wave, like it's just the feeling of being out there.
Yeah.
And also, as I say to my 11-year-old, it's like surfing is a big female empowerment because no girl surfs up until like 20, 25 years ago was like a male-dominated sport.
Right.
And now it's like, you know, girls are just as good as guys out there. There's competitions for women also. But, you know, it's like even just being out there on your surfboard and knowing that you're the only person at that bar.
Yeah. You feel
You
free.
feel free. It's really, really good. So, yeah. Rock on for
Nice.
surfing, less for golf. That's what I say.
I don't blame you. I've never surfed before. I guess the most I've done was boogie board and then body surfing. Like I used to do that when I was a kid all the time. I used to love being in the water. Like I cannot go to the beach and like just tan and sit in the sand all day.
No, it's boring. No.
You know,
Especially
100%.
for me.
No, me too. Like it's boring. Like what are you gonna do after like literally 45 minutes? Like you know, you go to the beach normally a hot day, even if there's a breeze, the sun's beaming on you, you're sweating. Okay, you have a drink or two, you lay out there for a little sun, but then what? You're gonna do that for 6, 7 hours?
Yeah.
I gotta go in the water, and you know, you get better sun in the water a lot of times anyway.
Paulie can do it.
I know. Yeah, exactly. You know, well, Paulie doesn't like to move half the time.
Beach is perfect for this guy. I don't even know this guy.
No. It's funny. You guys miss each other a little bit because you guys both worked at one point or another at the brew house. But
really?
yeah, but he worked there
Hi,
before you.
brew house people.
Right. But he worked there before you, and then you came along with the new owners. But you know, I digress with that. But yeah, he just sits on the beach, like Ernie said, all day long.
It's so boring. Yeah. I go to the beach as much as I can, but I'm swimming when I'm there. I'm not laying
Right.
around.
I mean, you're
Especially
right there.
because I'm like wearing factor 50 in my car, leaving my like on the beach. And I have tents. I don't go to the beach like without my tents. I have like a little green tent, and I sit in it and I close it. And sometimes I drink my beer in there. I have to because the sun is just so strong and get burned up so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have that problem
like 10,
myself.
15 minutes.
I catch fire down there.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I have the red hair.
Incinerate.
Yeah, used to have black hair. I don't know what happened to it. The sun got to it.
Oh, I have red hair. Touchy subject now. It's all natural. I didn't drink a lot of this guy's beers.
Oh man. So yeah, beach, good times. All right, so I have we did this a little later than normal, but I have my normal Ryan's rant. And
Here we go. Get ready.
I'm gonna go with the second one. So I was listening to some stuff on TikTok, and this guy brought up a great point. And it's basically him saying, you have these guys and girls that start these OnlyFans pages, and you know, great power to you, do whatever you want on there, and they make tons and tons of money monthly and yearly and whatever. Meanwhile, you have like I guess you want to call them blue collared workers out there that are construction workers, whatever, firemen, cops, nurses, bartenders. The list can go on. I could go on for 20 minutes about how many people do this. And, you know, these are basically the people that, one, started our country in the right direction to make us like one of the top countries in the world and paved the way for a lot of these people that are on social media to do what they do day in and day out, do it from home, film for an hour or so, and get paid thousands and thousands of dollars a month, you know, and then hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in a year. Just posting random videos, whatever it may be. Them at a beach, them at home talking about whatever, kind of like almost what we're doing now, only they're getting paid a lot more money.
Oh, we're not getting paid?
No.
Oh,
no.
what? Hold on. You never mentioned this.
You signed the contract, remember? You have to read the fine print.
Who reads the fine print? What are you crazy?
Maybe
know
you
what
should
I
get a
read?
lawyer.
I have a
You
lawyer.
know?
He doesn't read the fine print either.
Oh.
He just charges.
Well, maybe you got to get my lawyer.
I love my lawyer.
Oh.
He's literally the best hour.
I love my lawyer too. That's also another plug for Amish Doshi at Doshi Legal, just if anyone's wondering who I'm really referring to.
Yes. retainer meat. He's the only one to deal with.
Right.
He
Especially,
doesn't do criminal. He doesn't do immigration. He doesn't do what
no, but he does all.
I can get away with that. No one else can get away with that. I drink all his wine too.
We still haven't figured out exactly what kind of law
What
he
does he
practices.
do?
Well, he does a lot of like the real estate and business laws, stuff like
Estate
that.
law.
Estate law, wills,
Big bucks.
all that kind of stuff. Anything revolving around, you want to open up a business, he does all that stuff. He does like the MBA, is it MBAs or MBAs? What's that?
NDA.
There we go. Thanks,
What's
Wanda.
What is it? Non-disclosure
Yeah.
agreement.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Non-disclosure agreements, all those type of things with businesses that you would need to start up a company or,
Yeah.
you know.
He does the big bucks law. Yeah, he's a very, very, very smart man.
Right, he is, and God forbid someone calls us on the phone and wants to hire us for some kind of talk show or something like that. He'd probably be the guy that we'd want to reach out to first, especially because he gives us the hometown discount. You know what I mean? So, he's the best. So that's my rent for that.
Yeah,
But
so
getting
back to lawyers. Sorry,
Yeah,
there are some really nice people who are lawyers. I love my lawyer and I love my friend. All lawyers are not mean and take all your money and stuff. So that's all I have to say about that.
right, and you know what? Not for nothing. Like, it's the same in every job, right? You could have a fireman, you could have a doctor. They might be a jerk or something like that. Like, it's no different. Like, you're gonna run into people that you don't get along with on any given day, or having a bad day, or
Good and bad in every industry.
right. It's not just one type of person out there. They're in every career or line of work that's out there. You're always gonna meet someone that you might not vibe with, right? So, it is what it is. But getting back to the OnlyFans
Oh yeah.
and the everyday working
Yes.
men and women, so I heard this, and the guy made a great point. Like, these people that pretty much built our country, from the ground up, make, I don't want to say no money, right? I never want to say that, but they make a decent amount for the most part, a lot of these jobs, but they don't make, thousands and thousands of dollars a month making some types of videos on social media, right?
So
So
it's like anything else, though. You're gonna have the ones at the top that make all the money, and then
Yeah.
I mean, listen, right here it says the average earnings from OnlyFans is $180 a month.
I'm in.
And then,
$180 a month?
yeah, it says average earnings from OnlyFans is $180 a month. But meanwhile, when you look at the top list, we got Black China, who is the highest earning member on OnlyFans, who makes $20 million a month.
So there's some parity there.
So
$20 million a month with over 16 million followers.
oh, that makes sense.
And she works from home.
Right.
she doesn't take a long out of her road. She works from home.
Right. She has her own studio probably at home.
And
I wonder if they're
because she got knocked up by a Kardashian kid.
Are they considered sex workers?
That's
I
interesting.
don't. I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider sex.
Yeah, I guess it's a gray area. I don't
They're
know.
selling pictures of their feet and shit.
Well, basically,
Hey,
they can
don't
do
kink
whatever.
shame, Ernie.
Yeah, they could sell whatever they want, and it's not just the selling part. They get people to buy them stuff too on these pages, which is not crazy.
Oh yeah,
I
they
guess, but-
slap their wish list on there, and
it's almost like
you
a
know.
Christmas list. Like,
There
what do
you
you want
go.
for Christmas every day?
Just to say something about fans only. I am not on fans only. I will not be on fans only. No one wants to see my body parts. I'm pretty sure about that. But I know a girl, and she made $700 on her first week on fans only. Pay the taxes on it because you get taxed as somebody who works for them. Her mom knew about it, and her mom was okay with it. Her mom was like, "You gotta do what you gotta do to make ends meet in this world."
Hey, it's
And the mom
in
was
this
like,
Wow.
in this moneyocracy, things are expensive.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Cost of living is
Yeah.
astronomical.
$20 million a month.
No,
No.
can't imagine that. I mean, I could for her and other people on there. Who's the second highest paid person on OnlyFans?
Bella Thorne.
Okay.
She's a porn star, I think. Not that I would know or anything.
Oh, is she? She makes,
No, wait, she's not a porn star.
No,
She's an actress.
Yeah, she's like an actress, and she
I was
does-
thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, she's got 24 million followers, and she makes 11 million.
She's a movie.
So
She's a
obviously
movie
Black
star. I think.
China's content is a little bit more. Cardi
risque.
B has 82 million followers, and she makes 9.3 million.
Well, you decide what you want to charge per month per subscriber.
And
So
I'm assuming it's a lot has to do with the content that
Correct.
you're putting out.
Oh, of course. But some people put the same content as her. They're just not as popular, and they charge a lot less.
They don't have the
Right.
followers.
Correct. So, and listen, there's no knock for doing that because that's pretty much what this country is pretty much all about. Is
Yeah.
you do what you got to do to have your type of American dream, and you can almost do anything as long as you have the backing.
The funds to do
Right,
it. Yeah.
the funds, the backing, whatever you want to call it. For this purpose,
And
it's the followers.
I think that the stigma of what OnlyFans is a little skewed too, because it says it. Anybody can use it. I mean, like chefs, whatever, inspirational speakers, poets.
Oh yeah, it's just the people that probably make them. That's probably where
But
you get
it's
the
more
disparity, where it's $180 a month on average for a person, because
Right.
the chef that works at Tavern 18 throws out a recipe and he charges you 50 cents, where you had
Sports
Cardi
star
B
at,
charging $50.
sex worker.
Yeah, like they're gonna charge more money, and it could be a ripple effect, right? Like you're in the porn industry and all
minimum
this stuff.
subscription price is $4.99 per month, and the maximum is $49.99.
Oh, the smallest is $4.99.
That's the minimum you can charge for a subscription, and the most is $49.99.
Wow.
Regardless of who you are.
So I guess that would be $4.99 without a sale, basically.
So Bella Thorne, what we say she does?
I think she's an actress.
No, she does like 11 million a month.
Right.
Her subscription is $6.50 a month.
Wow, this is like a whole other weird
Like-
economy, like subscriptions and
Yeah.
followers and what
Yeah.
you charge
Paywalls
in.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like you could do, and then on top of that, they do sales every once in a while, where like you get it cut in half. So I don't know how that works, but I guess that's just to promote yourself and get subscribers, and then they bump it back up to whatever price they have it at. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing a little research this week, because once I heard that on TikTok from the guy's name escapes me. I wish I would have wrote it down, but I liked his point so much. I was like, I was gonna look. I went down the rabbit hole and was looking at it for a little bit, and it's crazy to me. Like I was trying to argue it the other way. Like if those people can make all the money they want, I don't care. If you as a person sit at home want to pay somebody to watch whatever they got on their OnlyFans, that's fine. I guess what I want to say or promote a little bit more is the average working person should be getting paid more,
Absolutely.
especially when things are skyrocketing. Like milk is $18. I mean, I'm being dramatic. Don't take any of these numbers to fact. But eggs are up, gas is up. Every single little bill that you've had a year ago is up, and you don't get any raises or any extra pay. It's always the same amount for you to get paid.
Everyone's got like 3 jobs as well.
Right.
Like there's nobody working a 40-hour work week. That's
No.
overdone with years ago. And it's like, I look back to when I came, I love America. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but like when I came here 24 years ago, I looked at the secretary who had her job in Manhattan, and she worked 9 to 5, and she
Yeah.
had enough money to pay her rent and have a few drinks after work, and every once in a while she got takeout, and now it's like if I worked 60 hours a week, I'm not saving any money. Like I'm literally just making ends meet, and that's
Yeah.
obviously my situation is different as I'm a single mother, but it's like everything is just so expensive, and we all have these additional bills now that weren't in effect 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You got a car payment, you got a cell phone payment, you got a cable payment, and it's just like,
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
that
it's-
really get easier?
No, it's changed drastically, and like I said before, it's a moneyocracy. It's made for the rich. That's who it's made for. It's not made for us.
Yeah, no, you're right. And also, the rich are also ones bumping up all these prices too, because the more taxes or more anything you make them pay, they're gonna cut the lower guy down.
Right.
And they're gonna make
We're
sure
gonna
that they're
feel it.
still making their money hand over fist, right? And that's the problem here. And until we get someone up there that's gonna take care of folks like us and not just take care of the rich or the poor or whatever, I know you have to take care of the poor too, but like I guess ultimately the rich get richer and everyone else doesn't.
Pretty
You know?
much, yeah. That's
And
it in a nutshell.
like you said, 20, 30 years ago, well, I guess closer to 30, you didn't have cell phones. Or if you did, it was like only the rich that had it. No one else really had cell phones. You didn't really have cable back then either. You had regular channels. You didn't have streaming. You didn't have this. You didn't have that. And like I said, I don't mind paying $4.99 for Paramount Plus or Netflix, even though that's expensive now too, and they want even more money because they want to cut you out of like sharing it with your friends or even your family, like in another household. But you know, when does it stop eventually, right?
Like,
It doesn't.
wild.
It doesn't.
Like,
It's gonna get worse
It's
because
frightening.
corporations are in charge of everything.
Yeah.
They own everything. And what do they care about? They don't care about people. They just care about
As
money.
long as us suckers are willing to pay, they're gonna do it.
There you go.
Sell me this pen. That's what the guy said, the Wolf of Wall Street, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I can say yeah.
It's like even just the thoughts, like I don't like working at all, but it's like, 40 years ago there was this thing called a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
doesn't
stayed
exist
home, You
anymore.
took care of the house.
Yeah.
Now it's like everyone's mom has 3 jobs and they're trying to make
Yeah.
it work. And they're married to somebody who's making, like, as you discussed already, a regular person's salary.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all renting. None of us are like, I don't trying to situation, but it's like
Right.
I gave up totally on ever owning property in
No, I know
this
the
country.
feeling.
Like I have property in my country, but it's like everybody used to rent to save money so that you could buy.
Right.
Right.
Now you're renting and you're flat broke.
That's it.
No, you're right. 100% right. Renting will get you nowhere, and neither will buying unless you have enough power or enough money to buy multiple things where you can make it an asset for yourself. You know, like I bought this place, but I can't do anything but live in it. That's it. Other than that, I'm stuck. You know, and then I could sell it, maybe make a few bucks here and there, but then I'm going on to something either bigger that's going to cost me more, or something smaller so I can save money. And who knows if that's going to happen? You know, by the time I get ready to do that, that's the only reason why I decided to buy this one. So at least I know that my mortgage is going to stay the same. But yet, then you with places like this, condos, co-ops, townhouses, whatever, those maintenance charges go up rather fast. You know, they say one thing and then you move in and, you know, within 2 years, it's gone up 3 times. And, you know, it's a difference of now almost $200. And, you know, it's like, Jesus, you just got to, like you said, you got to work either one job longer, more hours, or you got to get a second job or even a third job. And you're constantly hustling, which ultimately you got to enjoy life, right? So you can't be hustling all the time, right? Especially when you are a single mother or a single father and you have children or a child to take care of. You want to spend time with your family. You know what I mean? And you can't because you got to work your balls off, especially in New York, right?
And then going into New York a little bit more, like us as Long Islanders, I love living here. I'm so blessed that I have my existence here. But it's like every single one of us is like, okay, when can I get to North Carolina? When can I like sell what I have or scrape together what pittance I have to move to another state? It's like, what's going on anymore? It's like
Right.
everybody's in Florida, they're in North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's almost like a rite of passage at this
Yeah.
point. It's
No,
like
you're
you've
right.
got to go to another state to survive.
Yep.
Even though, you've served the New York City, whatever, government job that you've been in, and you can't even retire in the state that you've protected.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And it's funny that you said like North Carolina and all that stuff. That's one of my game plans when I don't have to work in New York City anymore. So I would definitely move out of the state, especially if I have really nothing holding me back here. Just because your money goes farther. At this point in time, as of right now, your money, whatever you save, whatever kind of, if you have a pension, whatever you have, will go farther down south than it will up here. And I don't think that'll ever change. There will never be a time where New York will be cheaper to live at than anywhere else, unless there's like some kind of crazy, like
Mass exodus.
yeah, like
Which
yeah,
is
I
not
don't even
gonna
know.
happen.
Even then, like people are the rich are gonna buy up these places and then charge people tooth and nail when the real estate goes up again. And then it's always gonna be expensive in New York. It always has been since we were born, and I don't think it's ever gonna change. So you get enough money, you move to another state, and then you enjoy your life. And that's pretty much the game plan, like you said, right?
Yep.
So yeah. So now, what do we got going here? We already talked about Shark Week, so we got that out of the
I
way.
beat you to it.
Yeah, you did. I loved it. I loved it, though. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
But I just want to touch on it one more time because I did have a question and I totally forgot about it until right now once I looked at my thing. And this is perfect for you because you surf. So like if you're out surfing and you saw a shark, whether or not you know what kind of shark it is, right? And this is for everyone. Everyone answer when they're done. I know my answer, but what would you guys do if you saw and you don't know much about the sharks? You can't really identify from the fin only or whatever. But what would you do?
Freak the fuck out.
Sharks don't eat redheads.
Wait, how do we know that? Did you already have an encounter?
I have never seen a shark out there. 2 years ago, someone said that there was a weird. I don't even know how to say this. One of the other surfers was like, "There's something below us,"
Right.
and I don't know if it was a shark. It could have been anything. I've seen
Some kind of marine
wash
life.
up on the beach over there, but everybody was like, "Okay, it's not a game anymore. Everybody get in." So I didn't even surf the wave in. Like I just paddled my way in, and I was glad that I did. Did anyone say, "Oh yeah, that was a shark we seen"? No, but it's just you don't take a chance. It's like you just hold your breath and you make it in, and they're out there. I mean, I know they're out there. I still go out there, but I don't know.
I don't know if I would
Thanks
leave.
for living. What can you do?
Yeah, I don't
Stand
know.
your ground. Is that what you're saying? Or
Yeah,
stand your
I think I would
water.
stand my ground for sure. I think if I'm on a surfboard or something, even if I'm swimming, I'm near, like I'm swimming off a boat or something like that. Like I don't know if I would necessarily leave unless I identified the shark as one of the more dangerous kind of sharks. Then I'd probably leave the water.
I don't know about that.
You think you'd have time to identify him?
Yeah, well, in San Diego, yeah. Like I got in the water and it was a Mako shark, and I was like, oh. And by the time, I was like, okay, I know what it is. He was like, a distance away to make the story shorten up a little bit. And then all of a sudden, the current took us kind of into each other where we could almost kiss. Like we were right
passionately?
Here. Yeah, not passionately, but he'd eat me. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at. But he was right in my face. And thankfully, he wasn't a giant Mako shark because then I probably wouldn't be here to speak about it. Or if I was,
did you give him a
I'd
smooch?
be in some kind of
Give him a little pat.
I'd be missing a limb maybe because they have really sharp teeth, but whatever. I digress on that. But he was totally chill and he was comparable to my size, probably 4 or 5 feet, 150 or so pounds. And at the time I was probably pushing a little over 200. So I had a little bit of girth on me myself.
So you coexisted?
Yeah, so we just chilled out. And by the time I realized I was 200-300 yards away from the boat. And, that's when I freaked out because the current, I think it's the Pacific out there, right? In San Diego?
Yep.
Yeah, so the current took me away from the boat because I'm hanging out with the shark and keeping an eye on the shark because that's what you do.
Right.
When you see a shark,
right.
You don't lose sight of that shark, especially if you're fully under the water. You don't lose sight of it. That's the one thing I could tell you. You just keep an eye on it. And that's the one thing I didn't do for a second. And then that's when I freaked out. And that's when I realized the boat was 300 yards away. And then that's when I had to swim back to the boat. But then after that, it was all good. It was crazy. But I might be a rare breed like that. I've done that 3 or 4 times now. I'm going to the Bahamas on Sunday, hopefully to do it again. Get in the water with some sharks, considering it's going to be the end of Shark Week.
Thrill seeker.
Yeah. Well, for certain things. You won't catch me jumping out of a plane, I'll tell you that.
There is no reason to jump out of a perfectly good plane.
Well, people find reasons for whatever reason. But I will not do that. I'll take a shark any day of the week. But
the weirdest thing I've seen, and there was a lot of weird things happen in Long Beach in general, but I remember one day I was walking my dog and we were just about to head onto the beach, and my dog Ruby, who's passed away now, it's very touchy
sorry to hear
subject. Yeah, I'm okay now. It's been 3 years. I don't cry all the time. And she bolted to actually East Atlantic Beach, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. And I could see something in the distance, and I didn't know what it was. And then I ran after her, and there's the dog warden, there was police, and there was a huge whale just washed up on the shore.
Oh wow!
And my dog never left me before. She always stayed close to me, but for some reason
That
she
was
felt
the
the need
first
to
time,
be
yeah.
there. So it would end up being a dead whale, which
that's crazy. That just went up on the beach.
washed
Was
up.
it a big one?
I mean, I don't know. It would seem big to me.
Right.
And then they just dug a hole and they put it in there and covered it with sand.
Really?
Wow,
Yeah.
that was
That's
But
wild.
it is interesting. There's more of an incidence now of whales washing up on shore,
it. Right.
in Long Beach,
Beaching.
New Jersey. So we don't know if it's because of the wind turbines, which definitely aren't going anywhere, and no one is questioning what they're doing out there because it's just kept very, very hush hush. So yeah, it's just one of those interesting things. It's like, how much respect do we have for our,
For
marine animals?
for the ocean, the marine animals. Yeah, I mean, I love all things in the water. So like swam with turtles. I haven't done the dolphin thing, but I've been around them, while we're on a boat or whatever. The whales too in Hawaii. The fish, like when you go to some of these tropical places, like fish are amazing, right?
Really.
And all you have to do is literally go into the beach and you'll see them. You don't have to go on anything special. Now, granted, when you go on these excursions, you'll see like all these different things, barracudas, all the angelfish, all these different types of like the Finding Nemos, like all those crazy kind of things. It's great. Like I love that stuff. So I'll do it all day long. The coral's also cool. Like a lot of that stuff is like dwindling a little bit, which is probably causing a lot of these effects of all these like different species of fish being out of their realm per se recently.
For sure.
But yeah.
Just to interject,
Yeah.
like when I used to make like crazy money in my 20s when I was bartending, nuts money. I was able to go to Australia for a year.
Oh my God.
One of the nicest experiences I've ever had in my life was scuba diving off the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, nice.
My
So
God.
that was like a really, really, really cool thing.
Very
And
cool.
the thing that I love the most about Australia, I mean, I have mixed reviews about it, probably because I was fighting with my boyfriend for the whole time I was there. But you cannot take a piece of the Great Barrier Reef. You can't just go, oh, hey, let me just take that little piece of coral and stick it in my trunk pocket.
That's why.
That's
Yeah,
like
they don't play
$10,000
with
fine.
that. Yeah.
Which is amazing. They have so much respect for their ecosystems, or not even aside from the tourism aspect, because they
Right.
make money at that, but that you just don't mess with it
Yeah.
at all. Like that is not your thing. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
I
and
like
go
that,
home.
If
yeah.
it washes up on the shore, you can have it. Otherwise, don't touch
It
it.
is not for you.
Yeah. You know what's wild about Australia too? There's a lot of danger in Australia. Like I would want
Why'd
to
you
do
think I
something like
left?
that. Yeah. There's like giant spiders there that are like the size of like a dining room table. Like, have you seen pictures of these things?
Yeah, they're huge.
If I saw that, I automatically
Yeah, the Outback
take a
is a
shotgun
wild
and
place.
blow it out of the air, or wherever it is. I could not like. Nobody really likes spiders. Like, I'm sure there's people out there like spiders. Whatever. I don't mind them. You see them, like, go get out of here. Whatever. If not, like, I'm gonna hurt you. Man over animal kind of thing. Whatever. But Australia takes it to a whole other level. Like, you got like scorpions. You got giant snakes. You got giant spiders. Like, there's too many giant animals there that will harm you, are poisonous, or kill you. Right?
If 9 of the world's most deadly species live in a country that you're in,
Yeah.
probably really good time to readdress. Do you want to stay in the goddamn place or not?
Sound
Like,
advice.
No.
But people grow up there and it's like, oh, it's no big deal. And they'll like play with it or something like that. Like poke out this giant spider that's like bigger than me. Like, what?
No. I went to Bondi Beach. I actually lived in Bondi Beach for a month because I had a big fight with my boyfriend and moved out. But no one can believe now, like as I'm older in life, I've started to surf. Bondi Beach, I never went over like knee level in the water. Like, no, I don't want it.
Why? What's in that water?
Sharks.
Oh, but that's all right. I'd rather take that than a giant spider.
Yeah, true.
Or a kangaroo. Do you ever see a non-jacked up kangaroo? Like you take a kick from that or a punch, it's lights out. It's like Mike Tyson punching you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Am I wrong? Have you ever seen a fat kangaroo really?
No.
Any different than getting bit by a shark?
Yeah.
No, but I'll take my chances over a shark to get like knocked in the face.
They're
Imagine
pregnant
it-
anyway.
all right.
I think I'd rather fight a kangaroo, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like you're both wrong, and you don't know what you're talking
Hey,
about.
different
Watch the
strokes for different folks.
All I'm
man.
saying is, it's almost like if a kangaroo kicked you, it's like getting kicked by a horse. Have you ever seen someone get kicked by a horse?
Right.
Like things don't end well with stuff like that. A donkey, even like whatever. You get bit by a shark, and let's go. Like maybe you lose a limb, maybe you don't. Maybe you just get scratches
Maybe.
or something like that, some stitches. But I'll tell you this much: you're out of
Just
the
a
water,
flesh
and
wound?
you'll go to the hospital. You get a couple stitches, and you're back in the game. Or you never going in the water again because it's traumatic, right? You get kicked by a kangaroo, even punched. Like, have you ever? There was a viral video not too long ago of someone getting knocked out by a kangaroo, and he was messed up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm not tangling that, and like I'm not even getting close enough to be like, yeah, I think I can handle that. No, it's not happening, right?
No.
And you live there, so like educate these guys because I
Listen,
get it.
it's a difference of opinion. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, I like what you did there. I got it. I got it, folks. I got it.
Are you a Libra? Or you just like even like the tone like they're perfectly.
I'm actually a Virgo.
Are you? Well,
Yeah.
it's close enough, like. Yeah, kangaroos are yeah, people in Australia, that's all I can think.
I want a sponsor to get us to go to Australia now, and I want the
Yeah.
Wanderer and
Sponsor.
Ernie to fight a kangaroo. This is what I want to happen, all for charity. They might not make it out alive, but it's a charity event. Maybe we'll have Mike Tyson on hand to also do it. Maybe he'll go first, soften up the kangaroo.
Yeah, no one likes them anyway.
Yeah.
So that'll be perfect.
Wear them out a bit, yeah.
Wear out the kangaroo a little bit. If he could last them, then I'll put some money on these two guys to do it.
Yeah, sponsors, that would be great. Yeah, I'll go along for the ride. Can I go too?
Everyone's gonna wind up going. We're all gonna have
Family
to witness
affair.
this. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that are going to see this, at least from our neck of the woods. You know, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but that'll be hilarious. Moving along, I guess. So we talked about the Shark Week thing. That was part of the TV shows. I don't know if anyone saw any movies or other TV shows they want to talk about. Now would be like the time to do so.
I saw a film.
What you got?
I saw Oppenheimer on
Woo.
Saturday.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. A little long. I think it was like 3 and change, maybe 3:15, something like that. Yeah. So it's a long time to sit,
Yeah.
but
I
it
don't
was
think
really
my bladder can make that.
it was really good. Great
That's really awesome.
great cast. Cillian Murphy,
Killian, woo!
great in everything. Matt Damon was great. When they first meet, it's one of my favorite scenes probably from the film.
What about Robert Downey Jr.? He was in there, right?
Yeah, he's also great in it. So yeah, just Christopher Nolan does it again. So yeah, highly recommend that. But again, it's a bit long.
And I think now is like a really good time to bring up that the SAG-AFTRA are on strike because they get paid
Yes,
nothing.
that's true.
And they work in like really horrible, well, not really horrible, but like, I mean, they should be getting treated better than what they do. Like,
Right.
I know a lot of actors and actresses,
Amen.
and you think they live this like glorious, gorgeous life, and everything's like glitter and like fabulous lights, and it's like you see where they're working, where they have to use the bathroom and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing glamorous about it for a lot of these people, and they don't get paid anything.
And-
They're-
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Go on.
no, I was just gonna say it's like when these people like do very well and they do have the career as we just spoke about as Cillian Murphy and Robert Downey Jr. Like
Right.
that's fantastic. But the bottom rung of being an actor and an actress, which is why I never pursued it, is so low. Like there is no incentive for you to do anything other than have an open schedule. You have to be available for all auditions constantly. They'll look at you, literally like say the nastiest things about your appearance and just expect you to take it. So even though that's not covered in their strike, I think it's really good that they're finally bringing to light the fact that it's not, just all walking of fame. It's like
Glitz and
people
glamour.
have rights,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
keep going. Don't negotiate. Get what you want. That's what I say.
yes.
You always-
Fight the power.
You always
And
have to do that when you're striking and you're negotiating. I kind of equate it to almost like Joey from Friends, right? He was always on interviews and this, that, and the other. He was like auditions and whatnot, and he had like that terrible agent that like she never got him really like auditions, or she did. She was like, oh, how'd the audition go? He's like, you never told me. You're like, oh, he's like, well, let me tell you about this audition. If you got 30 minutes, you could still make it, so it's like, the bottom rung suffers, but it's almost like a lot of other jobs, right? Like you got, and I'm going to equate this to sports, which you don't know much about, but we go to baseball and you got like the major leaguers, right? They all make millions for the most part, unless you're a rookie or you're arbitration and you have like a few years to go until you make big money. But even when you're in arbitration, you can make millions of dollars depending on how good you perform. But when you're in the minor leagues, you get literally pennies on the dollar, and like you're living paycheck to paycheck, if even that. Like you sometimes got to take second or third jobs during your off seasons. You're not making much at all. You're not even making minimum wage sometimes. So like recently, they fought to get those guys more money, and I think ultimately they did get more money. Maybe not as much as they wanted, but they got more, which is always a step in the right direction. Because you know what, you don't expect to make, let's just put a number on it, $10,000 in a season and go right to $3 million, right? There's a stepping stone, right? You start at 10, then you go maybe to like 500,000, and then you go from there and you negotiate. So I agree with the lower rung of like the writers and now the actors.
Yeah, that's who they're doing it.
Together.
That's who they're doing it for,
Right,
really.
of course.
The
They do it
working
for
class,
both.
right?
You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Writers
like,
and actors.
even if you're an awesome writer, right, you're gonna get paid millions of dollars anyway. It's the other guys that maybe work on sitcoms,
Right
and,
on.
you know, Saturday Night Live kind of shows, or all these like lower, not audience shows, but just, you know, less valuable or less value shows where they're gonna make pennies on the dollar as opposed to someone writing the new Batman movie, or, you know, like Oppenheimer is a good example. Like Christopher Nolan probably wrote that script, right?
Yeah, I would imagine he did the
Right.
screenplay. Yeah.
He probably written and directed it, so he's making all that money. Where, you know, you might write a lesser movie like Barbie, and you might be making like $10,000 for that script.
Yeah, there's a huge discrepancy in what
You know, who
they
knows?
get paid. Yeah, definitely. So good for them. I hope they hold out.
Well, it's
Fight the good fight.
the longer they hold out, the more we suffer because then we don't get to watch new stuff, and then
You can just watch Tiger King again.
I'm not doing that again. I appreciate that. Unless you want to watch it too, then I'll
Yeah,
watch
I'll
it.
totally
We'll see.
watch Tiger King
Okay.
with you.
Sure. I don't believe you, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I've watched it only 4 times. I've kind of had enough of it. As entertaining as he was, but I'm just really glad he's in jail now.
Right, but in fairness, the more you hold down, the more people suffer. That's when ultimately you get what you want, right? That's
the
how
American way. That's it.
that's how that goes.
Woo!
So, anyone else got any movies or TV shows? I've been watching too many things. I don't want to talk about too much, but
I actually can I
yeah.
say the
absolutely.
Anna Nicole documentary. Anna Nicole.
What's
Smith.
that on?
Yes.
That's got to be on Netflix. Is that on
It's on
Netflix?
Netflix,
I
yeah.
had a
It's
feeling
good?
it was on Netflix.
I mean, it was very interesting. Like I always chalked her down to being like a dumb blonde.
Yeah,
whatever,
I mean,
but,
yeah.
I mean, she's dead and gone now, but
Which that was a common misconception, actually.
she was actually really smart,
Oh.
and very
Oh, wow.
driven, and very
Ambitious.
ambitious for sure. Borderline narcissistic, yes, but I mean, she had her best intentions for her son. Unfortunately, he died of a drug overdose, which is just tragic. But yeah, it's definitely watch. Yeah, don't always
Is it-
chalk somebody down for being stupid because they're beautiful.
It's
Right,
a document.
Ryan?
Yes.
Right,
In my case, I'm both beautiful and stupid.
So beautiful.
The dual threat.
If you want to call it a dual threat, I mean that's fine. I appreciate that, Wonder.
I got you, bro. That's why I'm here.
Yep. Is it just one episode documentary? Like it's like an hour and a half or something like
An hour
that?
and a half.
Okay, perfect. So it's sit down for a night, watch it, you're good to go, and then
Yes,
you know.
it's definitely a lot of it makes you think. Sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, a lot of those documentaries make you think. Like a lot of those good documentaries, like depending on what kind of documentary you're watching, they tend to be kind of wild. But we'll definitely check that out, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
That'd be awesome.
Next time you're here, we'll talk about it. When did you watch it? Recently?
Last week.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so it's fresh. That's awesome. That's good. That'll work. And then I watched this other show on Netflix called Rough Diamonds. I don't know if anyone saw it. It's.
I think you talked about this last time.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it's dubbed, so like if you get over that, it's a pretty decent show. It's about like the diamond trade out in I guess Europe somewhere. I don't remember if it was Germany, but it was one of like the top diamond trades in all of the world, and what they really deal with over there, and like what kind of crimes and money laundering and this and
Dirty
that.
business, yeah.
You know, dirty business between
Always
like
was.
different
Always was.
people. Yeah, so it's interesting for sure. I don't know how true that is because it's really just a show and it's not a full documentary. But you know, buyer beware. Check it out.
Loosely based, perhaps.
Yeah, you could like it. You know, it's got some good stuff in it. And
I'll definitely give that a watch. Then.
yeah, if you have Netflix, definitely, and you have nothing to watch, nothing going on, definitely check it out.
Yeah, we love Netflix. Netflix is the best. It's literally just the best.
They're just not like $23.99 the best, if you know what I'm saying, you know?
I don't even know what I pay. I think I pay $7.95 for Netflix.
Yeah,
There's
just
like
charge it to the
18
game.
users in my account. People I don't even know or
Right.
used to live with.
Yeah. Same here. Like, I've got people, friends and family I don't even know that have it, and whenever I go on it, it's like, oh, someone's on it, I gotta go through the Rolodex. Everyone get off. Everyone get off. I'm on first.
Now you know why you're paying $23.99.
Yeah.
No, I'm paying $29.99 because I'm probably the only man left in America that pays for their DVD service. That's probably up soon as well.
Who service?
Their DVD service. Like they have a DVD service that they send to your house. They're movies that you can't get on regular Netflix streaming. So it's like new releases and stuff like that, and old movies. you know, because I'm kind of an old soul.
I could
I'm
just.
talking to my
I don't
mom
buy
right
it.
there.
I think they.
I wonder if you're
sucker.
single-handedly
You
keeping
get
them
everything
running.
You get it on DVD. On
No, if you look it up, I'll give it to you when we get off the show. I'll give you the movie I have right there. Look it up on Netflix streaming. I bet you don't have it. Because I always do that first. I always look at it first. Yeah. And it's normally new releases that like movies, once they come out of the movie theater, they put it on a DVD, right? And then it's on their list. So like you don't get it.
You still have a tape deck, and then you like, you know, Scott put sellotape over the tape and record over it.
Actually, that's none of your business. I hate to tell you. That's personal to me. Okay? That's none of your business.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
We should move forward.
Yes. Oof.
Struck a nerve.
Oof. Oof.
Come on, you're gonna let
What's
me back in
next?
the podcast, right?
Of course. I'm just having some fun with you. But yeah, and I only bought it because like it was part of a tandem, and I paid at the time. It was cheaper to do both than to almost do the one. Like it was like $1 more or something.
Right.
And then all of a sudden Netflix, like all these other companies do, they get slick and they're like, oh, now we're gonna charge you this, and it keeps going up and up, and I just never really.
15 years later.
Yeah, like I just never got. I was like, what's another $5, and then what's another $7, and now it's like I can't wait for them to get rid of it, and hopefully I can like cut it down to like a cheaper thing, you know. But whatever.
Do you still have your Blockbuster account, Ryan?
I still go to the only Blockbuster that's left.
Where is
As
it?
a matter of fact, Ohio.
Go to Ohio?
I don't go there.
I
but
thought
have
it's.
the
I
account.
thought it's in Washington.
I think it's Ohio.
Isn't it in Bend?
I thought it was Wyoming.
Isn't it in Bend or something?
I don't know. If someone had a computer that could look it up, that'd be great.
We're having some technical difficulties.
Oh, that's what that's called.
But that's another interesting documentary.
The Blockbuster?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
that
one.
was really, really good.
Is it a documentary or is it a TV show?
No, it was about the last
Both.
Blockbuster.
Right, I saw the TV show.
The TV
That
show
was
was
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But there's a documentary that's actually very good.
Now I gotta watch the documentary.
Probably have to watch the documentary.
Since I'm the only one left in America.
I
that
actually think
starts
I got
that.
away before they closed the Blockbuster by my house. I got away with like a rewind fee, like for like $3. I think I still owe them the $3.
You still owe it? I'm
Yeah.
calling Blockbuster right now.
Yeah.
Breaking the law.
There was a
breaking the
Blockbuster
law.
not too far down the road from here. On Hillside and Little Neck. That was the last Blockbuster that we had. But yeah, anyway. We're done with that. Yeah, that's all the shows I got. If you haven't seen Mayors of Kingstown on Paramount Plus, definitely check that out. It's a really good show.
Never watched that.
Yeah, my mom
I've
liked that
always
one
seen
too.
I'm on season 2 of that now. It's really good. Check that out. I don't know if you have Paramount Plus, but if not, you
it.
can watch
Bend,
it.
Oregon. That's where it is.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oregon?
Yeah, didn't you say Washington?
I said
I
Wyoming.
said. But then I said Bend.
Oh, okay. All right, you get the credit.
Thank you.
Good for you. Wonder, you got any music for
Yeah,
us before
I
we,
got a few picks as usual.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, this week we are going to go with. We're gonna go with Nas and Hit Boy have a new one. It's called Magic 2. Next, we're gonna go with Fatboy Sharif and Steel Tip Dove. They have a new record called Decay. Then we have Black Milk, Everybody Good. Then we have Paris, Texas, new album. It's called Midair. And we got a bonus one. Actually, 2 bonus this week. This will be number 5. Chester Watson with Fish Don't Climb Trees. So those are the
Fish
music selections for this week.
What was
Ash,
the
you got
last
anything?
one? Fish don't.
Climb Trees by Chester Watson.
Cool,
Well,
definitely.
how could they do that? They're in the water.
It's the name of the album.
Oh, got it. Ash, you have anything? Any movies or any songs I should say?
Not after that remark you just did. No. I don't listen to mainstream music, but I'll definitely get those.
Those are all mostly hip hop records. Just
Yeah.
just so
I'm European,
Everyone's
so I
aware.
listen to electronica, so I guess that. Yeah, I
That's
listen to
cool.
Electronica. I think I'm cool. My 11-year-old is very embarrassed by this, but I think I'm cool. So.
That's
Electro.
Fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I basically listen to sports talk radio, so you got me beat
I
already.
was sleep already.
Yeah.
I was sleep already.
You know, but that's I think this is the first show we didn't really talk about sports, so this is kind of crazy.
Yay!
I think it worked out well.
first
so,
time.
I guess to sum up the whole episode, Ashley, it was great to have you here.
Yes, thank you
Hopefully
for joining
you'll come
us.
back another time.
I'd love to come back another time.
Yeah.
I'd so love to come back.
I'm super stoked if you did. Hopefully you're telling the truth. But that's a story for off the camera. And if you see her again, then we know she was telling the truth.
I'll be back. I
Right.
promise.
I hope so. I guess that wraps up the show for this week. Everyone have a great week. Watch Shark Week, please.
Watch Shark Week. And watch out for sharks too.
100%. And
Like-
surf and swim in the water. Don't be afraid. They're more afraid of you than they are of, we're them. That's probably not true either, but whatever. I like to think so.
And thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast as much as we enjoyed making it for you. I think I might get back here again. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back.
You have to. And then was it again? Long Beach 101 is
Long
your
Beach
podcast.
101 is my YouTube channel and it is my podcast. And I'm very proud of it. And
As you should be.
Yeah, things are really cool. And if you want to be a guest on the show, just get in touch with me. I'm sure Ryan will put in the credits what my Instagram is. And yeah, I hope everybody has a nice couple of weeks. And I'm looking forward to being back on Ryan's and Wanderers podcast.
Excellent. Wander, anything else?
Have a great week, everyone, and enjoy the ride, baby.
Ernie?
Take care, everybody.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Peace out.